So, you want to own your own home, but you're one of the over 80% of Americans with less than perfect credit. You don't have enough money saved for a down payment, and or your debt-to-income ratios are so high that the only person who will lend you money is your mother, and she still wants a cosigner. I know that sounds funny, but these are just a few of the reasons why tens of millions of Americans are still renting, instead of owning their own home. And the worst part is, most of them have convinced themselves they will never be able to own a home, or they're waiting on a miracle, instead of doing anything about it. So, why should you do whatever it takes to own your own home? Well, I'm glad you asked, because here's the facts. According to a 2021 report provided by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the average homeowner in the U.S. has a net worth of approximately $200,000, while the average renter only has a net worth of around $5,000. This statistic alone should have you wanting to buy a house immediately, so you can start building equity for yourself instead of your landlord. Think about it. Every rent payment you make pays for a house or building owned by someone else. They get to benefit from the cash flow, equity, and tax deductions. And what do you get? Exactly. You get a roof over your head for another month and nothing else to show for it. This is why MWR Financial created our cash flow system, combined with our Keys to Home Ownership program. Imagine having everything you need to increase your cash flow and income, so you can increase your buying power and save the money you need for a down payment. Or, how about having a team of financial experts who will get your credit scores back into the best shape possible, while lowering your existing bills and your debt-to-income ratios, all at the same time? Sounds amazing, right? Well, it is, but that's not all, because our team of affordable housing experts will even help you locate and purchase your new home for you now, regardless of your past credit history or your current credit scores. Yeah, you heard me right. Our experts will help you determine how much of a home you can qualify for. They will assist you with locating the home that meets your needs, buy it for you, and allow you to rent to own or lease with the option to buy, while our cash flow experts help you get your finances back into the best position possible to qualify for conventional financing. And if conventional financing ends up not being an option for you, your affordable housing expert will owner finance the property for you. In other words, we can structure the option that works best for you, and becoming a homeowner no longer has to be just a dream. It can actually become a reality. With that said, if you're tired of building equity for someone else and you're ready to own your own home, get back to the person that shared this information with you, and let us help you get on the right path towards home ownership once and for all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is the night you've been waiting for. It is Tuesday night, and we're going live with MWR Financial. My name is Gerald W. Parker. I'll be your host for this session, but I'm going to be bringing up our guest speaker. Guys, I'm so excited about this one tonight because this gentleman you're going to hear from, I'm telling you, you're going to hear it in a different way. If you're seeing it for the first time, if you're hearing it for the first time, I strongly suggest you grab a pencil and paper. You're going to want to take some notes on this one. Even if you're already in this business, you're going to want to take some notes because of the way he brings it. Guys, this is an exciting time. We've got a chance to make an incredible impact, and you're going to see and hear tonight what all the excitement is about. So let's see who's joining us for what part of the country. Type in your name, your city. Let us know where you're chiming in from. How far is our reach? We've already covered 50 states and U.S. territories, including Puerto Rico, as well as the U.S. Virgin Islands. So let's see. Let's get started. Who's out there first? There we go, Mr. Daryl Banks. Wonderful. He says it's going to be an epic event, and it will be. Gardner, North Carolina, 4 figures to freedom. Welcome to the platform, Mr. Hall, out of Tallahassee, Florida. Miss Hall, welcome to the platform. Guys, who else is out there? All right, Miss Toll, Brooklyn, New York, representing. Who else is out there? Mr. Toll, welcome, sir. All right, there she is. Miss Bartley, out of New York, Queens, New York, matter of fact. Welcome to the platform, guys. Who else is out there? All right, Daryl Banks again at Knightdale, North Carolina. Mr. Benjamin McCrae, Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to the platform, sir. Guys, who else is out there? Vonda Hart, Tampa, Florida. Welcome to the platform. Let's get it in. Miss Dotson, welcome. Always good to see you. Guys, who else is out there? All right, Miss Rochelle, welcome. Arizona, welcome to the platform. Who else is out there? Jason Thomas, there's our friend from Hopeville, Virginia. Welcome to the platform. All right, Miss Thomas, Monroe, North Carolina. Welcome to the platform. Guys, who else is out there? There she is, Miss Cassandra Wooten, Goldsboro, North Carolina, always representing. Guys, let's see how many states we can cover tonight. We're covering a lot of ground. There's Laurinburg, North Carolina again. Miss Ridgway, welcome to the platform. Guys, who else is out there? All right, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Verna, welcome to the platform. Good to see you. Guys, come on, let's keep it going. Who else is out there? Let's load up this platform tonight because this is going to be a big one. Denver, Colorado representing tonight. Welcome to the platform, guys. Who else is out there? Again, this will be the biggest one. Tonight is going to be for the records. No question about it. As Mr. Banks has said, this will be an epic event. There's Georgia again. Miss Lee, welcome to the platform. Who else is out there, guys? Let's load up tonight because this is going to be a good one. Columbia, South Carolina, Mr. Johnson, welcome to the platform. Guys, once again, send out those last-minute texts. Make those last-minute phone calls. Share this feed that you're getting right now. Miss Ruby Norman, Dallas, Texas. Who else is out there? Guys, you want as many people in front of this opportunity as possible. Miss Marshall out of Woodbridge, Virginia, representing the DMV. Welcome to the platform. Guys, give me a few more before we transition over, and I'll bring up our speaker for this evening for this MWR Financial Overview. I consider this to be the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth, and you'll understand clearly why once you see this presentation from our presenter tonight. Give me a couple more, and we'll transition over, and we'll go ahead and get started and let him do what he does best. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the platform. It's an honor to be here. My name is Gerald W. Parker. My job tonight is to bring on a special guest. This gentleman, I've had the privilege of knowing for about 3 years. For the past couple of years, I've had a chance to work closely with him, had a tremendous amount of respect for him. He knows 100% of this information. He brings it in a different way. So that's why I say, even if you're already in this business, you want to take some copious notes on this one because he's an educator. Now, let's talk about him and what he brings to the table. He's a retired educator, as I just mentioned. He holds a degree, a doctorate degree, actually, in Christian humanities. Upon retirement from the education system 3 years ago, he partnered with MWR Financial. He's created a movement to provide financial tools and systems to the masses, ladies and gentlemen. Now, he's made it his mission to help the average everyday person win. He hails from Conyers, Georgia. His peers call him the professor, and rightfully so because of his love for teaching. And you're going to see and hear what I'm saying tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the platform tonight's presenter, 5-star executive director, Dr. Sean T. Hill.
Wow. I thought you were going to bring on somebody else, man. I didn't know you were talking about.
That's you, my friend. We honor you, my friend. It's an honor to be here with you to share this space on this platform. We're excited tonight. And you've got a lot of people from all over the country wanting to hear the good news the way that you bring it, sir. So thank you for being here.
It's an honor and a privilege to be on any platform with you. I mean, it's been amazing having the opportunity to get to know you. Your service spirit outlasts everything else that I know about you. It's just so much fun watching you enjoy blessing other people. And if you can do me a huge favor, I might need you to come back in a few. I'm going to get back to you as quickly as I can.
Fair enough, sir.
I need that, so don't go too far away.
I'll be waiting in the wings.
And I'll tell you the truth, I am so happy that he did not know me before I knew about MWR, because nobody was applauding, nobody was excited. As a matter of fact, when it came to the topic of money or lifestyle or legacy, these are foreign words to me. As a matter of fact, I may have been one of the more negative people that you'd ever want to meet when it came to the topic. But in all fairness to myself, I'm pretty sure you guys would agree. Sometimes brokenness does have a negative effect on your attitude. It's kind of hard to be all chipper when you're broke. And I was frustrated because I was that child growing up. I grew up in a small town, Brooklyn, New York. You may have heard of it. Couple of buildings. And you come out of my building, you go 1 mile to the left, you're in the city dumps where most of Brooklyn and New York was bringing their waste. You go about 5 miles to the right, you're in some of the richest communities in all of New York. And so my question was always simple. How do we get over there? Did you guys ever ask the right questions, but you asked the wrong people? Everybody I was asking was right there with me. And I guess I was just too young to understand if they knew how to be over there, we would have been over there. But they gave me the best advice they had because they love me. I listened most of the time. I'm pretty sure some of you also believe that you are the good child in the family. I know for a fact I am my mother's favorite. Now, anybody that knows me, don't tell them I'm an only child. That's none of their business. But guys, these guys told me if I graduated high school and got myself a college degree, I'd be able to write my own ticket. I didn't know what write my own ticket meant, but I figured if it meant getting wealthy, I wanted to do it as quickly as I possibly could. So I graduated high school at 16. By the age of 20, I literally got my electrical engineering degree because they told me that's where the money was. Now, I never got a job in that field. I don't know if you guys know some people all degreed up, know where to go. And so I was always check to check. Then I added 4 children to this. I don't know if you guys have children that get more experience with every breath, but then I'm check behind check. And then over time, it was just so much month at the end of my money, it didn't even make sense to work. I don't know if you ever got to the 13th of the month and wondered, Lord, how are we going to make it to the 30th? But if it's happened once or twice, it's okay. But let me tell you, when it's happening every 30 days, it is like hell on earth. And they said, you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. I went back to those same people. I said, well, that didn't work. What do I do now? They told me go back to school. Now, I don't know if you guys know, some people have been in school so long we forgot what they were studying, but don't laugh at us professional students. It was the only strategy I had. I finally got a master's in math education. I got my second check as a high school math teacher, but because I didn't believe the first check, I thought they made a mistake. I thought they were going to put the rest of my money on the second check. The second check came looking worse than the first one, had weird stuff in it like FICA and insurance. And there was a simple thing that I recognized on that day. I realized that at that time, people were giving me information they didn't have mastery of. The thing that we all have in common, no matter what our background is, most of us don't know about money. We think we know about money. And what's weird about it is it's not the information that we have on money. It's all the junk that we got to get by, because it's two types of financial information that we can receive. You got public information and you got private information. Now, 95% of us get public information. That was the strategy I was given. Every time I graduated, I was given the same strategy. They told me if I was going to make it, whatever that meant, I had to be on the 40-40-40 plan. Now, for those who don't know what that 40-40-40 plan is, it means they wanted me to take the best 40 hours of my week. Because I don't know if you guys know, but 9 to 5 are the best hours of the day. That same concert going on that evening is free during the day. They call it a sound check. And with the right amount of tasty beverages, you feel like other people are there with you. The whole crowd is there. But my point being, they wanted me to take the best 40 hours of my week for the best 40 years of my life and then retire and depend on 40% less than what I was already struggling on. And although I thought that was insane, I could not find anybody, very few people that would actually argue with it. They thought it was on point. Why? Because 95% of us got that information, but 5% of us don't get information on earning a living. 5% of the people in this country figure out how to create a lifestyle. They figure out how to accumulate wealth, keep it, and pass it on. And so, guys, when my best friend gave me a call and introduced me to one of the best kept secrets in America, MWR Financial, I didn't get it. Let me be honest with you. I didn't understand it at first. I was intimidated by the concept of becoming and staying wealthy because I didn't know anybody who had done it. But here's what he did. He gave me an idea of what it felt like to have full access to wealth building resources. He started talking about how they were helping him with positive cash flow and multiple streams of income and assets. I didn't know anything about assets. I didn't know anything about wealth protection. Protect what? Generational wealth was something I heard about, but never saw anybody doing because we didn't have the education. And for those who did have the education, I didn't trust their education because I never saw the implementation of it. And so, guys, when he told me that I could meet a leadership team with over 100 years of combined experience. Brian House is his $4 million baby, and Damo Tosin has helped tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people do business from home part-time. And our staff had 100 years of combined experience. These guys have a debt-free, multi-million-dollar company. I'd heard that before, but I was a little intrigued. I'll tell you how he got me. Richard said he had a wealth membership. And these guys helped him reduce his taxes and eliminate his debt. And he was knocking out debt left and right. His credit score went up, all these different things. And he did none of the work. He said he had a team of financial experts increase, multiply, and protect his money. And all I heard was a team. Guys, this is what I want you to type in the chat right now. I need a team. Because see, understand, wealthy people are not smarter than us. They just know that they're not smarter than us. So what they do is they hire us to be their team. And so while wealthy people are busy building teams, the rest of us start looking for work. And that's why the rich get richer. And you know how the rest of that sentence goes. Put a 1 in the chat if you just figured out you need a team. See, when he said there was a team of financial experts that were going to do the work for me, I got started after a 2-minute conversation. I was like, how do we get paid for this? I got excited because, guys, understand, DIY is great for your garden. It is terrible for your money. Wealthy people do not let themselves mess up their money. But here's the part they don't tell us. They actually get the team on the way to the wealth. Meanwhile, not wealthy people say weird stuff like, you could do all that yourself, right? That's how broke people sound in my head. Even the women, you could do all that yourself, right? And most of the people that say this have not done it themselves. And so here we are with a team of financial experts reducing your taxes. Guys, we get a membership portal. And when you upload your last 2 pay stubs and your last year's tax return, these guys give you an adjusted W-4. When you give that a W-4 to whoever's taking the taxes out of your money, you'll see your federal income tax go down and your check go up. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd love to see a pay raise. Then they said, if you upload the bills that you pay on a continuous basis, they'll call and negotiate your bills lower. If you have the choice between paying more for a bill or less for that same bill, which one would you choose? I know that sounds like a common sense question, but my grandma taught me common sense is not that common. And so I want to make sure we're talking to the right people. They said if you input the debt that you can pay off, the balance, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate, they'll give you a plan to get out of debt faster than most of us would on our own. They give you your debt-free date. I'm pretty sure we could agree debt-free is the new free. And then they give you some access to this thing called the millionaire date. Now, I know most of us have made at least $1 million in our lifetime. How many guys want it all at the same time? Because they give you a strategy to do that. And then they said if you upload your most recent credit bureau reports, they'll actually restore your credit. Now, I love the fact that they said restore. That means they understand we're supposed to have an 850, but things happen along the way. So they want to restore us back to an 850. See, people that want to fix my credit believe that I should have been closer to 600, maybe 700. Well, these guys understand I should have an 850. So when Richard told me that he actually got an extra $1,272 a month back in his check, he had knocked out $50,000 worth of debt. His credit went from the mid 700s to now he's in the 800 club. And I mean, he told me some stuff about his bills. I got excited. But then when he told me about the other side, meaning the things that we have in place to get you to the other side of money, I nearly lost my mind. So I got excited. I started sharing it with some people. And one of my best friends, first person I shared it with, got a $729 a month pay raise. Another good friend of mine is a first-time homeowner. Why? Credit score went up 200 points. So you got to understand, guys, you get more money in your check, down payments look pretty sweet. You start lowering your bills and knocking out your debt, that debt-to-income ratio is looking amazing. And the credit score going up can be the difference between subprime and prime. And so people were already getting homes and refinancing and feeling like they were in brand new homes as a result of this program. But that did not stop MWR from starting our Keys to Home Ownership program. Guys, these guys will help you buy a home with you. And depending on where you are in that whole home ownership process, it might help you rent it. You might be able to rent to own it. You might be able to put 10% down on it. You may be able to just get the keys as a platinum member. Then they said, well, what do we do now? What do we do now that we have more money at the end of the month? Because guys, again, foreign concept. I always have more month at the end of my money. They said, now you take this money and you put it in diversified cash flow accounts and private reserve accounts. And be honest with you, all I knew about was my bank account. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys my bank's name, but I heard they chase people to sign them up. And when I called these jokers and I asked them, what kind of return am I seeing on my money? They said something like 0.01%. Now, I know I sound crazy, but I'm pretty sure when you call whoever you need to call that's holding your money, they might say something that rhymes with 0.01% because that's standard in the industry. And so here we are in a position where we're able to put our money in different avenues. Like they told me about this thing called the diversified cash flow account. We call it a DCA for short. Guys, we call that the debt to wealth program. They actually show you how to get double-digit returns on your money. as opposed to 0.01%. And then they show you how to use your interest to pay off your debt. See, most people that want to help you fix your debt issue take money from money that you didn't have in the first place, because if you had it, you wouldn't have had the debt issue. These guys, well, why don't you use your money, use interest on the right side of it, and pay off that debt even faster? Then you can put that money in a private reserve account. And see, what happens with a private reserve account is when the market goes up, your money goes up. But not 0.01%, but anywhere from 14 to 18% per account. But when when the market goes down, unlike those 401ks that became 101ks last year, but some people 911ks, your money doesn't go down. But when the market goes up again, your money goes up with the market. See, we just felt like we can only win no matter what when our money only goes up, never comes down. Then they started talking about double dipping. I'm like, well, what's that? Well, you take that new money and you invest it in land. Guys, land is the safest and most profitable investment you can have. Main reason, God ain't making no more dirt. Now, don't get at me, theologians. I didn't say God can't. I'm saying I've not seen nor heard of such. So in the meantime, I'm sure you'd agree, we need to get as much of it as we can while we still can. And so we have land in Antelope Valley, California, right outside. It might be called Green Energy Valley when you look it up, right outside of LA. Next time the Olympics is going to be in the United States, it's going to be in LA 2028, 2029. What does that land look like for you in terms of returns when the Olympic Committee and the Walmarts of the world start calling? And so now you're in position for all of those things. And then when we're talking about leaving a legacy, if that wasn't enough, they're showing us how to lock that in trust. Now, I won't go into a whole lot on trust because I am not a financial expert, but like I shared with you, we know a few. But I do know that Rockefeller said you should own nothing and control everything. And what I am seeing now is I actually have friends that have trust fund babies. That was something I never heard of, but now every day it seems like we have new trust fund babies. And we're not running off to make new babies. The babies we currently have can be trust fund babies. And so here's the thing, guys. You put all of that together and you have our wealth membership. Now, what I would normally do at this point is I would share with you a few people that are having success. I'm going to hold on to that. Just understand, a lot of you guys are already on Facebook. You can go to MWR Financial Testimonials. You can read for the next 6 years how we've been blessing people the last 6 months. And so here's what's exciting. This whole membership, where I just shared with you, you can't even get one expert to do all of that stuff that I was just talking about for less than $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, depending on how much you're looking to protect, $100 on the low end. And these guys at MWR said you can have that whole membership. And here's what I definitely want to stress this point. This is not some people who work for MWR. These are businesses that are now partnered with MWR. They have customers outside of MWR, but they understood what we were doing for a person's total finances and had to be a part of it. And you get all of that for $149.97 per month. No contracts, no setup fees. Your spouse is included. You can both upload your stuff. You don't even have to argue over who gets to use the membership. And I don't even have the time to talk about all of the other value add services that are involved. Now, here's what's even more exciting. They told me I can partner too. How? Most popular way to get started is as a wealth promoter. You get the wealth membership for $149.97 a month, but with a one-time activation fee, you are now able to share this amazing membership with people and get paid. But that's not all. When you decide to start promoting in home-based business, you start getting 475 tax breaks. That $100 one time may release to you any number of tax breaks that we would not normally have had we not started a home-based business. And here's the thing I love the most about having a home-based business, especially being a promoter. Everybody does what we do. It's just most people don't get a check for it. Put a 5 in the chat if you ever told somebody about a sale, a deal, a movie, a restaurant, a CD, a book, a church. Well, now, how much did you get paid for that? Now, if your answer to that rhymes with 0, we need to fix that. I mean, all I have to do is go to your social media and see all of the different things that we promote that never bring a check. But then as soon as somebody threatens us with the opportunity to actually share something and get paid for it, that's when we get skeptical. How come you didn't get skeptical when you couldn't get your favorite seat at your favorite pew at your favorite church for bringing all those people to the church? That's when you should be. I'm skeptical when you don't want to give me a free shave after I referred 10 people to you. That's when I get skeptical about the whole thing. But now, guys, understand, now we put you in a position where not only do you have a team of financial experts fixing your finances, but you're now in a position where you can also get paid. And we really get paid, guys. Guys, we're in the $109 trillion financial industry. See, the reason why I'm so excited is because we're in the $109 trillion financial industry. See, we were in a $5 business and we got in and we all made all the money there was to make. What will we have? $5. Yeah, we're not retiring. But when you're in a $109 trillion financial industry, we can all be happy with our piece. And so with that being said, all you have to do as a wealth promoter is what you see us doing right now. Guys, here's what I love the most about being a wealth promoter. I don't have to be here to promote the wealth. You don't know whether or not, unless they've been typing in the chat, you don't know whether or not the person that invited you is even paying attention right now. I have friends I know for a fact that have referred people to this and they had to work tonight. They had church tonight. They had family obligations tonight. Put this in your personal notes. Wealth and success is not about your time. It is about your ability to leverage time, leverage the efforts of other people. We were going to have this conversation this evening, no matter whether you introduced anybody to it or not. Why not introduce people? Let us share it with them and get paid. Now, you might be asking, well, how does that work? Well, here's the thing. When you get started, everybody gets their own website. And so someone can go through your website and they can either sign up as a wealth promoter or get the wealth membership. If they do either one of those things, if they get started as a wealth promoter, you get a sponsor bonus of $50. If they get the membership, you earn a customer bonus of $40. But guys, here's where I get excited. Now you start generating multiple streams of income. See, a lot of people talk about multiple income streams, but they're really only talking about multiple pools because you can only do so much because we're only one person. But when I'm talking about multiple streams, I like to talk about Walmart. I don't know if you guys ever went to Walmart and all you wanted from Walmart was a pack of drawers. And so you go, I don't know if you've ever been in a Walmart in Atlanta, but you can go to Atlanta. And when you go in a Walmart in Atlanta, you get your hair did. Don't judge me. That's how we say it here. You can get your nails did. You get your taxes done. You can get your eyeglass fixed or get your glass eye fixed. You can actually get a sandwich and you headed back to the car with your 2 carts. You get back to the car and you remember, I forgot my pack of drawers. Now, I know I'm not the only one that this has happened to, but my point is simple. They figured out how to get paid multiple ways for doing one thing. They're like, well, if people are going to come here anyway, we might as well pay you multiple ways. And so there's all types of different bonuses that we earn, but these bonuses and these accolades, and you can actually be promoted to the Millionaire Residual Club. I'm going to talk about some people this evening that are in that residual club. Guys, all of this happens from simply inviting somebody to see something for themselves. All we do is invite people to the Zooms and the living rooms, and we let God sort them out. We keep it that simple. And so with that being said, let me just show you how simple this is to build. Let's just say you got excited about this, took the recording that we're making right now just for you and shared it with 10 people tomorrow, 9 people tomorrow to make the numbers fit. Well, guess what's going to happen? 3 of them are going to say you crazy. 3 of them are going to have to think about it, and 3 of them are going to get started. Now, our company says if you help 2 people get started as customers, 3 people get started as business owners, and one of those customers is you, they will actually promote you to a position called executive director. Now, if you do that in your first 30 days, you'll earn a $150 bonus. So now your next month of the membership is already taken care of. But that's not where it stops. Now you start making daily guaranteed residual income of $5 a day. Guys, we call that getting self-funded, because in a 30-day month, that's $150 a month. Well, guess what? That means you will never have to pay your membership out of pocket ever again. Now, $150 is not a lot for that membership, but I'm pretty sure if it's free, just like you, it's for me. And so here's what happens. Those three people, guys, did they get in business for you? Of course not. They got in through you, but they got in business for themselves. And you can't stop them from sharing this blessing. And so guess what? They'll find their three. Now, this didn't happen quite like this for me because I was in a hurry. And so I remember my mentor asked me at the time, do you think they can get their three? I said, I don't know, but I know I can get my 12. And so 4 days, and within 4 days, we started earning $20 a day. Guys, that's $600 a month. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot because I know a lot of you guys make a lot of great money. But in my life, $600 was like having a relative move in and start paying bills without moving in. I'm pretty sure you could appreciate some relatives like that. Now, I know some of y'all just thought about some people that's not doing anything like that. Like, don't throw them out. Share this with them tomorrow. Give them an opportunity to start making up for what they haven't done. But now here's the thing. Now you're a 2-star executive. So now if you do that within your first 60 days, you get another $450 in momentum bonus. So now you're $600 extra money. And now every week, when 6 people get started within a calendar week, you get another $300 bonus. So guys, this can literally be up to an extra $1,200 on top of the $600 with $1,800 a month for 12 people. Anybody with kids can find 12 people because they got 12 parents. You got 12 kids and you ever just look in the back of your car and wonder how the kids keep getting in there? That's what happens when you got kids. You just start finding extra kids. A lot of you guys have been in leadership. A lot of you guys, you've been in positions where you can find 12. But you can tell me you don't like my accent. Tell me you don't like my hairdo. Don't tell me you don't know 3 people that would think this is a great idea. I just don't believe you. But those 12 didn't get started for you either. They got in through you, but they got started in business for themselves. We can't stop them. So eventually you'll be a 3-star executive director because that 12 will grow to 36. All you have to do is be consistent, be diligent, and give it time. Allow yourself to have a learning curve. We're going to teach you what to say. More importantly, we're going to teach you what not to say. And so now you're at $50 a day, guys. $1,500 a month. Now, I know that won't retire you, but imagine going to work tomorrow and knowing your mortgage or your rent is already paid. What kind of lifestyle is that? That extra cruise, that extra trip. See, this is all extra money. But an extra $18,000 a year, I double, triple, doggone dare you go into human resources tomorrow and ask for a $7,300 pay raise, let alone an $18,000 pay raise. By the time they finish laughing, I bet the boxes on the desk, they're going to think something's wrong with you. You do that within your first 90 days, it's $900 extra. Your performance bonus is still kicked in, but now your leadership infinity bonuses start kicking in. Now when people are joining your network that you'll never meet, bonuses anywhere from $30 to $150 start rolling in. But guys, I'm not going to share all these numbers with you because the most important number on this screen is your freedom number. And that's that number that if that thing was hitting your account every day, every month, every year, you might have some different options when it comes to where you're employed. And so here's what I want to do really quickly. I want to shift gears because there's a few people that I am blessed to know in this business. See, the best thing about this business, in my opinion, is the people that you get to meet along the way. People that I probably would have never met in any walk of life are some of my favorite people on the planet. And here's the thing, guys. When I got started, there was this couple on the fast track. They were doing some amazing things. And they just kept following the blueprint. They kept following the system. And then one day we saw this diagram of a structure that was about to be built. And then they tricked us because we thought they were building their dream home. Come to find out, they were building ours. because they made it so simple to do. They showed us how it worked. They showed us if we followed the system, it would work. And guys, for those of you that don't believe that they are building their dream home, let me increase your belief because I am sitting in it. Guys, help me bring to this Zoom just to share what is happening in their story. My good friends, Charles and Cookie Ivory.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Where you go, Sean?
Okay, that's all right. And so, guys, just do me a favor and just share with them how you saw it, what you're doing, and where you're excited about this thing going.
Hey, well, I tell you, Sean, just like you were saying in the presentation, hey, somebody brought this opportunity to us, and there was two things that were said. You know, the experts do all the work, and they had guaranteed pay. And so what happened was I partnered with this company for the experts, never knew that this opportunity would totally change my life. And like you know, my first partner was my wife. And we started following the blueprint that they lay out. The first thing was upload 2 pay stubs and your last year tax return. Well, for me, myself, it brought back $600 back into my paycheck. And for my wife,
it brought back $800 for me.
So that was $1,400 cash flow immediately within
back
10 to 14 days back into our household. Well, they did something else. They told us what to do with that $1,400. So we put our bills in. They spit us out a report every month, showed us how to pay these bills without adding an extra dollar to what we were already doing. And it exploded the compound interest on our bills. We was able to get out of $80,000 worth of debt, guys. $80,000 worth of debt in a very short amount of time. We also uploaded our credit reports, and we went from the mid 700s to the 800s. We was able to refinance the old home, the home that we was in, and eventually started paying it off because we told a lot of people. And so the money just kept compounding and compounding and compounding. Then we uploaded some bills. We got a discount on our cell phone bill, our home security system, satellite radio, you know. And so we just kept taking this money, telling more people. And then 5 months later, I got laid off my job, you know, due to the pandemic. And it was a 90-day layoff. So I didn't get fired or nothing, but it was a 90-day layoff due to the pandemic. But by the time they laid me off, I had already doubled my salary. 90 days later, I was making 4 times the amount. Then I became the 5th $1 million residual ring, right? And then my wife, she joined the club. Right?
Now they can't see out with all that blinking.
They can't see it. All right. So the wealth experts actually told us what to do with my 401k and my IRA, because in the middle of the pandemic, everybody was losing money. TSPs, IRAs, 401ks. So they told me that I can take my 401k and my IRA that I was losing money in and transfer it into those investment opportunities like the land banking and the private reserve account, which the land grew, Sean, 37.5% in its first year while everybody else was losing money.
Right.
The private reserve account grew 18% in its first year while everybody else was losing money. And so, you know, I can't stop talking about it, which I probably should because my wife needs to have something to say. But I mean, this opportunity has changed our lives. And so we said, hey, with this compensation plan, you talked about that freedom number. So after 90 days of being laid off, I went back to work and fired my boss. And then she fired her boss. So now we're not working, and we started doing this full time. And because we went and started doing it full time, and we told a lot of people, we actually made enough money to build another home. So we decided to build a 6,000 square foot home with a 23 square foot detachment next to it. And the company,
no scooters. And no, I'm so tired, y'all.
And the company is actually paying the mortgage. Man, Sean, I could talk about this all day, but I know we don't have all that time. Sweet, you got anything to say?
I just want to say, listen, guys, if you're on this live right now, if you're watching the replay, whatever it is, we're not here to brag and boast. We're here to tell you and to show you that this thing is real and it can happen for you. We're no one special except to our parents and God. We're no one special to our parents except God, okay? Except to our parents and God. So if we could do it, I promise you, you could do it. We're here to show you that it can be done because we did it. Get on this, get with the person that invited you, get with them and get this thing signed up tonight. Don't hesitate. You're losing money right now by not signing up.
Hey, Sean, man, I appreciate you, man. It's an honor for you to be
It's
here.
an honor to have Mr. Sean T in my home.
Hey, it took us a while to get here. You know, I know some people probably didn't think it was real, but
it's very real.
But it's real, right?
It's very real.
It's real, right? Hey, so I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
sir.
Thank you, Sean. Love you too.
Hey guys, I mean, I'm just saying, this is not stuff that we're thinking about. This is stuff that's actually happening in real time. It's not one of those, because you always hear about these folks, and you go to New York, they say they're out in California. You go out to California, they say they're somewhere in Canada. But no, these are real people that got started with the same opportunity that we did. So it's very exciting. And I want to quickly bring another gentleman up. You heard him earlier, but I'll be doggone if I'm going to let him just do a roll call and say all those great things about me when he has one of the strongest testimonies. I mean, he already had an amazing relationship with our CEO and our president. And he was one of those people smart enough that, you know, they say there's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. And so, Mr. Parker, I need for you, if you're still here, I would love it if you share with everybody your incredible testimony.
Hey, Sean, yeah, I mean, you got me on this one. I had no idea you were with Charles and Judith, but I want you to ask Charles and Judith both to check the reservations. I called last week. I've got a room available. I mean, that's coming up for me in the next couple of weeks there.
Yeah, that's Airbnb, bro. You can hang that up.
Good deal. Oh, man, I'm so excited, but congratulations to Charles and Judith. And man, listen, I mean, you know, what you heard them say is real. Here's I want people to clearly understand this, Sean. What MWR Financial has done is leveled the playing field. It's given me and you, average everyday people, a real shot at winning now. We've got access to the same tools and systems that wealthy people have always had. They pulled back the curtain. They showed us how to do this thing. And I'm convinced what makes it work so well and why we are so successful at this is because not only do we get the tools and systems, but we get a live trained licensed expert to hold our hand through the entire process. And this is why this thing is so strong. And I say it all the time, 10 feet tall, bulletproof, strong as thunder. This is your ticket out. If you're serious about getting your financial life in order and creating a future, not just for yourself, but for your children, a legacy, a lifestyle, we have the ability to get it done. When I saw this program 6 years ago, my friend, you know my story. Paycheck to paycheck, living paid on Friday, broke on Monday. Many people on the platform, maybe you've never done it, so you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I was sick and tired of being sick and tired and needed a way out. I plugged in with these experts, as Charles and Judy have done. I did exactly what they told me to do. I followed the blueprint. And those guys looked at my current tax situation, got me back $350 a month money. I saw my check 2 weeks later. I move on to the next component of the program, which is credit restoration. I come out of there with a 128-point increase. And Dr. Hill, I didn't understand that 128-point increase would get me a reduction in my homeowner's automobile premium by $200 a month. So here I am 120 days into the program, $550 on the positive side of money, just following the blueprint. And then I go to the next strategy, which is debt elimination, drug 15 years worth of remaining debt into that program. Those guys have positioned me to pay that debt off in 6.5 years. Can you believe it? I mean, I'm $52,000 in saving and interest that I otherwise would have paid to the creditors had I stayed on their plan. But here was the final piece that really wrapped it all up for me. They shared with me this whole concept that you mentioned earlier, the ability to basically be your own bank. And I started with the private reserve account. And when I first heard about it, I never heard about it. And I inquired as to why at 55 years old, I didn't know anything about this. So the guy made it very clear that these programs are marketed to people that are making $250,000 a year or more. So I was out of the loop, right? But here I am now, an average guy with an opportunity to participate in an investment vehicle that only 6% of the population have access to. So the ability to put money into a fund, have access to that money anytime you want it for any reason you need it, never pay taxes on it, and then would be guaranteed never to lose any money. Who does that? Wealthy people are doing it every single day. You know, Charles talked about the returns on the private reserve account. First year out for me, 12.5% return in interest earned on that investment account versus 2.25% on my 401k. I mean, so this is a win if there ever was one. This is our shot. These doors are open to us now. We've got it. We can run with it. MWR Financial, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, is by far the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth, my friend. And so I'll copy Judith on this one, guys. This thing is real. No question about it.
I appreciate that, man. I don't know how much I got to send you, but it's in the mail. And I look forward to seeing what great things happen in the great state of North Carolina. Little Birdie told me November the 18th, something weird's happening.
Something big is happening, my friend, and you are a very big part of it. So I can't wait to have an opportunity to work directly with you and share the stage with you and impact the lives of people in North Carolina. So I'm excited about it and looking forward to it.
Me as well, man. I'll talk to you soon.
You bet.
And so, guys, I mean, I'm just saying, these are real people at real time doing a real thing. And you know, what's exciting for me is these guys have mentorship and they have goals that they're after. Brian B, $3 million in assets right now in a trust. I mean, never even heard, didn't know that was a thing. Secured 20 acres of land, has property in Dubai. I mean, literally doing this thing on a level that most of us aspire to. And right now he's at $45,000 a month, in case you were wondering, for being that person that wants to share this with as many people as he can. And so at this point, all you have to do is make a choice. And guys, nothing is also a choice. I mean, most people, unfortunately, choose to do nothing, but you can choose all of it or some of it. And what I mean by that is you're either a number one or a number two. Now, the number one person says, I want to be a wealth promoter. Why? Because for $249.97 one time, but then only $149.97 a month, I can actually get paid top dollar for sharing this amazing business. And here's what's exciting about it. They both have the same benefit, except when you share it, you can get paid. Now, the number two person says, I don't know if I necessarily want to share it with anybody until I use it. So I just want the membership. And my advice to you is you too should be a number one, because the membership works a lot better with 475 tax breaks than it does without them. And so the only difference in the two is when you share it, you get paid as a wealth promoter. Now, here's what's exciting about the wealth membership as well. Whether you're a promoter or you just have the membership, you refer 3 people to the membership, your membership is free. Because it was never about the little rinky-dink $149.97. That's not how this company became a debt-free multi-million-dollar company. They did it from helping people make wealth real. As a matter of fact, if you upload all of the services and they, for some reason, can't help you within your first 30 days of the membership, they will give you a full refund. So guys, let the person that invited you know whether or not you're number one, you want to be a wealth promoter, or number two, you want to use the wealth membership. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of other places. Is that the trust fund, baby? Yep. There's a couple of other positions that you can actually choose. You can be a number three. Number three said, you know what? I have some questions. Now, make sure your questions are because you either want to be a number one or a number two. If they're not, that's okay. You are a number four. You're saying thanks, but no thanks. It looks good. It's just not for me. Guys, I've had the same response forever. I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate your time. God bless you. Because we all know everything's not for everybody. There's a lot of money in being a doctor. We're not all running off to medical school. We let them have that. But just understand, text whoever invited you, whether or not you're number one, you want to be a wealth promoter, number two, you want the wealth membership, or number three, you have some questions, or number four, you're just going to pass. But don't hesitate, procrastinate, develop stress, hypertension, a dilemma, have a heart attack, stroke, and die trying to figure out whether or not you actually want to build your legacy and your lifestyle. It is not that deep. It's really this simple. This is what I was taught about business. I do things on a 3rd grade level when it comes to business. They said, if this does not work, what do you stand to lose? Guys, most of us probably blew $150 today. That's a good lunch. But if it does work, and more importantly, they help make wealth real for you, what do you stand to gain? Guys, in 86 days, I looked at what I was earning from MWR and what I was earning from the DeKalb County school system, and they were the exact same. Since February the 3rd, 2021, I have been unemployed, unemployable, and mentally unfit to work for other people. I'm not saying this to impress you, just to impress upon you. What if I'd have tried to hold on to my little $250? I'll tell you exactly where I'd be. I wouldn't be at the palatial Ivory Estates right now. I'd be in Conyers, Georgia, dreading grading papers and hating calling parents. The worst teacher I could possibly be. So with that being said, guys, I pray this was worth your time. On behalf of my business partners, my name is Sean T. Hill. Blessed to be a 5-star executive director with this amazing company. More importantly, I am Willie and Maddie Mayhill's bouncing baby boy. It has been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I look forward to doing business with you, fixing finance with you, and when everything is really real for us, walking the beaches of the world with you. Excited because we are debt-free indeed, and we are also our own banks. God bless you guys. Have an amazing evening.